Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am your host, the most famous YouTuber in the world that no one has ever heard of. And here we go. I did cut the wires off. Trying a new microphone and needed something to test it with. It didn't work out. Microphone was crap. So we're back to the one that's in the camera. These are 9/16. And if you haven't guessed, we're taking the mag ring off. Field coil. We also don't want this to hit the ground, so turn the heater off. Maybe you can hear me better. So let's do this so we don't have an accident. Trying to keep you over my shoulder so that you can see what I'm doing without me reaching around the camera. Okay, and that is it for the bolts. Let's take this off. I heard some shims. Let's see how many shims we got. Okay, we got, looks like none on that one. Looks like none. No, there was no shims. There was the gasket that ripped. No shims. Interesting. I'm going to take this off. I'm going to wash it. Probably do that off camera too. Now we are left with our oil funnel. And I wanted to look at the end and yep, you guessed it. This does not make me happy. That is clogged solid. It's like band material. Yeah, I think that's from the bands. Okay, well that concerns me a little bit. Sounds alright. We'll wash that up too. Maybe I'll bend that out a little bit again. I can't imagine it was intentionally set that way. But look at the, I mean that was clogged solid. And that is dirt and band material. I mean grease and grit, soil from the ground, sand. You know what I'm saying here. Which brings me back to the transmission clutch plates in the last video. I've cranked the resolution up on this camera, so hopefully you can see it now, because I know you couldn't see it in the last one. But do you see those grooves? Can you see them? Maybe you can see them on this one better. Looks like a record. That is dirt between these. Doing this. I don't know if they did oil changes in a sand pit or what, but this thing got hot. This thing got really, really hot. These are scorch marks. I'm actually surprised because if you get them hot enough, these will actually turn blue. So that's disappointing, but we're going to carry on. I'll wipe my tools off. Got to keep your tools clean. So I think the next thing we should look at... Oh, I want to ask you a question. What color should I paint this? I know we're like way far away from even remotely being ready for paint, but I gotta ask. I want the question answered. Throw it in the comments. Do I go with the black? Do I go with my signature green from Gen 3 Antique Auto? Or do we go with a different color? Right now the consensus is, from the forums and everything, that I should go with a maroon, like I did with the last one. One valve cover off. Same color as my Fordor, but newer. So I'm leaning towards red for the body. Deep, dark burgundy red. Do I do the engine up with the same colors, or do I go black? We're going to wash these up. In fact, I'm just going to let them soak for a little bit. Let's check out these valves. Let's take a close look. I gotta wipe my hands before I touch the camera. I don't want to ruin $1,000 for a cell phone these days. I don't want to ruin my phone, so. And unfortunately, it's the only one with halfway decent audio on it. Let's get some light on the subject. There we go. Let's see what we got in here. It's like standard lifters. Holy cow. Let's see where that one is. I want to measure that gap. That would be the second lobe. Yeah, we're not on the heel, but we're definitely off the lift. So let's see where they had the valve set, the valve lash. Just for giggles. There's 26. There's 28. Do I have a 29? Let's see if 30 fits in there. Oh my God. 30 thousandths valve lash. Well, there's part of your problem. 30 thousandths. That's nuts. Absolutely crazy. Oh, for all of you living in communist countries, that is 762 millimeters. But yeah, 30 thousandths valve lash. I can't imagine this had any power at all. And I bet you it was noisy. What do you think? You want to continue on with the valves, or do you want to skip ahead to the pistons? Because I noticed something the other day. Let's turn this up. Give you a good look. We'll do a look from below. I mean, a look from above. Yeah. Okay, so we've got this rod right here. We have this one here. Take a good look. We've got this one here. Now when I go over to this side, if I can get you halfway here so you can see the two. What I want to point out here is these two rods and these two rods are completely different. These two are newer. These two look to me to be maybe original. And if you can see down to the pistons, let me get my talking stick out. If you can see down to the pistons, you can see the skirt right here, super thin. And then it goes down and then there's a lip. Now on this one, the skirt is super fat and the lip is way higher. So we have a mismatched set of pistons. I'll show you more when I get them out. But it appears that the front two have been replaced, the back two have not been replaced, and I have two different pairs of pistons, two different styles. So this has definitely been into, well, from here forward anyway. And I can tell by the valves that it's had a valve job at least once, because they marked them. They appear to be the original valves, but they did mark the top so they could put them back in the same order. I don't see any shims. I don't see any shims on these connecting rods either. This one's got marks on it, 1, 2. Turn it. We're going to have to wait till we get them out to find out. But I see right on the side somebody scored 1, 2 into it. I don't see any marks on this one. So, to take the pistons out, once again, we've got cotter pins. And they're a pain in the butt. I'll get it. Just you wait, I'll get it. Can't get the head past the nuts in the way. Okay, pins are out. I do want to mark these. I want to be careful to mark these so that I know which one's what when I go to put it back in. On the off chance that we don't need to put bearings in it. There's a 1. There's a 2. One thing to note, as you can see, all the bolts are on the outside, so there's no mess it up. Maybe that missed. Come on. Let's take out the first one, see what happens. Ooh, we got big bolts. Alright, so those are 9/16. Those are not. Those are not. Those are not. Lovely. 5/8. Okie dokie. They'll be 9/16 when I put them back, that's for sure. Set the nuts aside. We're going to get this piston out and then we're going to put it back on so that we don't lose the pieces. Now, can we get this out? That's the question. Let's see if it'll move. It's moving. Almost. There we go. No shims. No shims. We're going this way. Oh dear. Oh boy. There's that dirt again. That sucks. Here we go. Okay, it's starting to come out now. Caught it. There's one. Well, it doesn't look as bad as the cap did. But still ain't good. Here's the cap anyway. Now I'm going to put it back together again so we don't lose the pieces. Okay, so piston 1, cotter pins out of it. Piston number 1, rings are stuck, top ring stuck. Thin, super thin skirt. Okay. Go on to number 2. Who does number 2 work for? Back to 9/16. Oh, no. 1 9/16, 1 5/8. I am not impressed with whoever worked on this. Probably some farmer in the middle of the field. Thinking it was vitamin deficient or something, throwing some sand in the crankcase. Okay, we got one shim on here. Oh, that's a fat one too. And we have more dirt embedded in the bearings. Put that here. Goes on that one. No shim on the other side. We're going to take the bolts out this time. We're going to take one of the bolts out this time. We're going to move the engine again because now it's in the wrong spot on the other way. It's getting easier to turn. Let's take a look at this bearing. This one does not look bad. That one doesn't look so bad. Hopefully you can see it. Actually, going to switch to a different hammer. We're going to get Millinear out here so I can just wail on it with my hand under it this time instead of trying to be all fancy. Like I said, this one doesn't look too bad. Looks pretty good. Again, thin skirt. We have one shim on this side. And one bolt on this side. And two different size nuts. The other bolt is down inside the piston, and I will fish that out later. Well, that's disappointing too. I was wondering about that. That's the timing gears. That's sad. I have to point out that all the dirt you see coming off this did not come from me. Come on now. Come on now. Oh my God, I can feel just there's actual sand in here. Terrible. Okay. Number 3. We got... Wow. That's... Seems to be stuck. There we go. A little surface tension there. Where'd the rag go? Okay, let's check out this bearing. That one doesn't look too bad. At least there's no sand in it. So let's put that down there. I don't see any shims. So no sand, but it is worn out. Excuse me, sir. Okay. Take a look at this one. Not bad. It's burned. Doesn't look too terrible. Put that one back together again before we lose the pieces. Or perhaps I've already lost the pieces. Oh, there they are. I wanted to point out, fat rim. And this weighs probably twice what that other piston weighs. It's the two side by side. Yeah, this is way, way heavier. On to the last. That one was on tight. Really tight. I knew I'd get it. Set those down. See if we can get this cap off. No shims. Was that factory? Do they have no shims in the factory? I'll have to ask. There's a little bit of shit embedded in it. Something pushed right down into that cap. Got a knuckle full of schmutz. Wait, there is a shim. Is there? Nope. Nope, it was just a optical delusion. Almost felt like it though. That ain't gonna happen. Where'd my hammer go? Oh yeah. Let's get this last one out and take a look at it. Oh man, these things are heavy. Take a look at this bearing. Looking a little scorched, but it's still there. This is why I thought there was a shim on it, a little lip right there. But there isn't. I'm astounded at the amount of sand that's coming out of this in the oil. A little flake of Babbitt in there, but I mean it's horribly gritty, horrible. I'm gonna I think I'm gonna save my. I got a wash pan sitting there. I think I'm gonna save every little bit of this, dry it out, and see how much sand is in here. I mean, it's just, listen. Well, remarkable motor. Must have stopped at the transmission because this is horrible. Oh. Looky what I found. I'll get you aimed in there. See if I can get you aimed in there good. Alright, check this out. If the camera will cooperate. Check this out. Watch that lobe. The whole thing is going forward and backwards, which it shouldn't. Look at that gap increase and decrease. And the clunk, clunk, clunk. I cannot have that. That's horrible. I can still hear dirt in the bearings. Wow. That's terrible. Moving on.